Hey there, welcome to YouTube channel Awaken to Your Soul. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jenny and I am here as your guide to help you get through and understand and answer any questions you have on all things energetic and spiritual. As the name of the channel indicates, awaken to your soul. Right now, a lot of us are waking up to a different thought process, to a different way of thinking, of living our lives that is very much within who we are, within what our soul is. So today's message is a timeless message, which means every time that you come across this message, it is in perfect timing for when you need to hear it. And today's message is K, the letter K. K for kindness. Kindness is, again, one of those very broad topics that we could just talk about for days and days, and there's so many different aspects of it, but I'm going to kind of focus on one aspect of it that encompasses two factors, external and internal. So kindness, doing things for other people, that's kind of how on the external front, how we show kindness, oftentimes it can go in an extreme direction where we are so externally kind to everybody else that it causes an internal issue because we end up not being kind to ourselves. I'll circle to that here in a minute. But external kindness, it's basically kindness is the language that needs no translation. And it can be something very little as, smiling at somebody on the street or holding open the door for somebody at a store, or if you have more items when you're standing in a checkout line, allowing somebody to go ahead of you. It's just treating other people the way we want to be treated. And it is one of the gates of communication that when you are ready to share your opinion, you should pass your information through before verbalizing it. The three gates being, is it true, is it helpful, and is it kind? So much of what is going on, people just have something they want to say and they just want to say it, and it's so fueled by emotion that we forget that there is somebody on the other end of the screen that is reading what we're saying or listening to what we're saying if we're speaking on the phone, because a lot of times, especially right now with the way things are, everything is through technology. There's not as much face-to-face as there has been in the past or will be in the future, but that's okay. So let's continue talking about this kindness. It's really easy for us to be kind to other people. If we think about a child, for instance, when we see a child crying, it's really easy for us to go up to that child and be like, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? Especially if it's our own child and, they come in just tears crying. It's easy to put whatever's going on, whatever we're in the middle of doing, stop, pause, and get down to eye level and be like, hey, what's going on? Why are you so upset? How can I help you? And just be there, just extend that kindness to the child. And even if it's something that's, to us adults is very little, to a child who hasn't had the experience of many years of life seems very big and like a mountain to them, and having a few gentle, kind words to extend to them and a hug and just some compassion to give them goes a long way. It's very easy to be kind to others. And if you have a hard time being kind to others, okay, that's fine. Sometimes if we can't be kind or nice, then we don't have to say anything. I mean, that's what I tell my kids. If you can't say something nice or something kind, don't say anything at all, right? But if we can't be kind externally, that definitely means that we need to look internal, because more often than not, when there's an external issue, it is because there is something within us that is going on. So internal kindness, going back to that whole being kind to a child, why is it that we can be so kind to somebody else, but when it comes to us, we can't be? We don't understand that, right? But it's like, a child makes a mistake, okay, it's okay. Let me help you with this. Let's clean up this mess, and then let's understand how the mess got made. Let's understand how the mistake was made so that we can learn from it, so that it doesn't happen again. We take the time to really walk the child through this so that they don't have to deal with the same issue again. Why is it that we aren't that kind to ourselves? Why don't we treat ourselves as if we are that child? Is it because we're an adult and we should know better? Well, you know what? The age I am right at this very moment is the oldest I've ever been and the youngest I'll ever be. I've never experienced this age before, and I've never experienced the lessons that come with it. So why am I not able to be so kind with myself as I am with a child? This is something that's very important, because within every single one of us, we all have an inner child that's still there, that still needs that kindness and compassion, and to be talked with and walked through certain situations and be, said, hey, it's okay, it's gonna work out. Let's figure out how to clean this up. Let's figure out how to get through this. Let's learn the lesson and let's move forward so we don't have to go through it again, not putting ourselves down. Could you imagine if, and you know what, maybe you were one of these kids who had a parent who you made a mistake and you are just thrashed, verbally, physically, how could you do that? And just put down and beat down. And maybe that's why you have that internal dialogue with yourself that may not be as kind. But I'm going to tell you what. If we can change the way that we interact with ourselves, if we can learn how to be kind to ourselves, then that really sets the example. And boy, I tell you what, if anybody watching this has children or works with children, you understand that it's not what you say, it's how you act. They don't care what you say. It's the energy that you put out. It's the example that you set that they pick up on, right? So if we are not kind to ourselves, but we expect other people to be kind to us, or we want to be kind to other people, are we going to be able to if we're not kind within ourselves? So how we treat ourselves is that example. And when we do something wrong or make a mistake or don't live up to a certain expectation, that's the easiest way for us to not be kind. And if you start hearing that inner dialogue within yourself that's like, I can't believe you did that, or no, you're not worthy, or you're just so awful, I can't believe, and it's this negative inside your head, but you're aware of it. Tell you what, friends, awareness is power. And so when you hear that, you can just pause, stop yourself and be like, okay, that was a mistake. It's okay. That's how we learn. We learn from mistakes. What is it that we can do next time? What is the silver lining in this situation? How can I be kind to myself? Because honestly, guys, we're not going to learn anything. We're not going to feel any better by beating ourselves up. Just like if you were to externalize that to a for real 4 or 5-year-old child sitting in front of you. So think about that. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. And I'm going to give you this little tidbit of knowledge, a little nugget of amazingness before I say goodbye to you for today. One of the best ways you can be kind to yourself is by setting boundaries, right? And the easiest way to set boundaries with other people, other situations, is with the complete sentence of no. And saying it with compassion, not being rude about it, right? Being kind about it. But in reality, when you say yes to something you want to say no to, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. You are setting an example to your future self, to anybody who is watching you as somebody that they look up to. So when you want to say no, exercise your 100% compassionate ability to say no and stand behind yourself, because it doesn't do you any good to be externally kind by saying yes when you really want to say no, because then all you're doing is beating yourself up the entire time. So keep that in mind. Kindness and compassion, they go hand in hand, but this is a K video, not a C video, so we're not going to dive into compassion. But they do go hand in hand. So I am going to encourage you to also think about compassion. And with that, I am going to say goodbye. I greatly appreciate you spending the last 10 minutes with me in this kindness video. And if you have any questions, comments, anything that sparked your interest and you want to put it in the comments below, please do so, because I do pull from the questions to do a Q&A video. I was going to do it weekly, but I don't get questions very often. So as I get them, I will create a Q&A video, and you know, if there's anything else that you want to hear about, want to learn about in this channel, Awaken to Your Soul, please also put that in the comments below. Much love and blessings, much appreciation and gratitude to you, kind soul, for joining me for the last 10 minutes, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.